Hey everybody, this is Mr. Beckman. Today we're going to look at the volume and the surface area of a cone. So here are the formulas for both of those. So the volume is 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. And here is the formula for the surface area. This is pi times the radius times the square root of the radius squared plus the height squared. So I'm just going to do both of these in the calculator for this one and show you how I would enter this in. So for the first one, well, we do need to know what the radius and the height is. So the radius is going to be the radius of the base of that cone, so that's going to be 3 inches. Radius is equal to 3, and the height is equal to 10. Now, if they would have given us the distance all the way across this circle, we would have had to have divided that by 2 before we found the radius. But this time they only gave us half the distance across the circle, which is the radius. All right, so now with the calculator, and we will round these to the nearest hundredth, and we will also use 3.14 instead of pi. We can do it both ways. We can use the pi key or we can use the 3.14. It depends how the question asks. And this question in the homework actually asks us to use the 3.14. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so for the volume, I'm just going to do open parentheses, 1 divided by 3. So that's 1/3 times, remember, we're going to substitute pi with 3.14 like it asks us to do. Times, and now we're going to do the radius. Remember, the radius of our base is 3, so that's going to be 3 squared. Hit the little squared key, which is right there. And then times the height. Times, and we said our height was 10. And when we put that in, we should get 94.2 exactly. Now, if they asked us to round it to the nearest the second decimal place or the nearest hundredth, then we would just put a 0 on the end there. So it would be 94.20. All right, now for the surface area, we're just going to do the same kind of thing. So we're going to substitute 3.14 for pi. So it's pi and then times the radius. So times the radius, which is 3, times the square root of this whole thing. So I'm going to do my square root key. And then we're going to put the radius squared, so that's 3 squared, plus my height squared, which is 10 squared. And then I'm just going to make sure all of this is under the square root, and hit enter. And for this one, the surface area, rounding to the second decimal place or to the nearest hundredth, is 98.35. We round up because the place to the right of the 4 is 5 or greater, which is 7. So it's 98.35. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks.